What up, everyone? It's your boy 303 Jam, Shady Sports Network. Thanks for joining us again. Week 11 Fantasy Reports with Shawnee and 303 Jam. Before we get started, I just want to make a big announcement, let you guys know. A word from my sponsor, I guess you could say it's myself. Got to keep the lights on. But I made a switch this week. I transferred real estate brokerages. I went from Western Maine. I'm now with Keller Williams. So you guys reach out to me. I'll get you my new contact info. You can check out my website. It's sellshomes.kw.com. And I'll put that in the chat. Other than that, I'll leave it there for now and I'll pass it over to Shawnee.
Big congratulations to you, Jeb. Glad
you.
you're making moves, my dude. Making
Thank you.
moves. Now we're going to focus on your fantasy roster moves for the week. How about it?
Yes, sir. Let's look at it. We got some big chunks missing, it looks like.
Yeah, we're going to start out by letting you guys know, first and foremost, take a gander at your rosters this week. You got Miami Dolphins, you got the Jags, the Seahawks, and the Bucks all on a bye. So, you're missing out on your Evans, your Godwin, your Rashad White. Fournette got that hip pointer. Don't know the status of his injury yet. Jags, you're missing Christian Kirk. He's been on fire as of recent in Miami. Of course, you're missing Hill, Waddle, and their backfield has actually been badass over the last couple of weeks. They've really been getting it done all over. So,
Yeah.
really gotta fill in the blanks as you can. And we'll try and help you with some waiver wires and ads and stashes throughout the podcast there. But that's just how we wanted to start out.
Mm-hmm.
We have a long list of injuries this week. It's kind of ridiculous, actually. So Wentz has a broken finger, and Heineke's going to get the starts over there in Washington. I like this. That gives McLaurin upside for me. I think Wentz is, he's a good leader. He's good when he's there, but no better than just good. I don't see anything great or flashy coming out of there. The Commanders, they're looking pretty good. Their defense is strong, but that's one replacement. And then, man, the biggest hit for you guys right now is most likely your number one draft pick. If you had pick 1, 2, or 3, possibly 4 if you were lucky, Cooper Kupp is going on IR. He's going to get surgery for that ankle injury of his. And that puts him out at least for the next 4 weeks, at least. So when you put a player on IR, for those of you who don't know, they stay on IR for a minimum of 4 weeks. And then once they activate, they have 21 days from activation to put you back on the field, get you practicing, and get you back out there. So that leaves a pretty big window at the wide receiver spot, especially for a wide receiver 1. So sorry to all you guys that had him on your roster, but if you're like anybody else this season, you're used to devastation due to injury and filling in the blanks.
Especially this season.
Oh, man, it's been horrendous. But and then Kyler and Colt McCoy are both looking like they're having injuries this week. So they're looking possibly at the third man up in Arizona. And that's a huge matchup on Monday night against San Fran. There's lots of lineup locks and lots of big upside and potential in that game. And it really is depending. Now, both of them, it looks to be as if they could start, but it's not looking good for Murray or McCoy. So we'll see. And also, everybody has been looking to get this tight end back. And, lots of people are probably going to be throwing Likely back into the waiver pond if this happens. But Mark Andrews is going to be a game time decision at tight end for Baltimore this week. I hope he gets back. I hope he's 100%. From everything I've read, he's been 100% of practices. He's been practicing full speed, and he's had no setbacks. So he doesn't strike me as a guy who wouldn't come back unless he was confident to do so. So with him back in lineups, he, of course, has a ceiling, as you know, that could be up in the 40s. And Lamar being his quarterback, he has an illness right now, but all signs point to Lamar being good to go as well. So we hope that Andrews is good to go. But like I said, him being a game time decision, you really got to play your cards right. Because if you have him in the starting position right now, and at the last minute they decide to take him out, you're gonna have someone sitting on your bench, like for instance, have Likely there, or right now the best I'm seeing in waivers, as far as tight ends go, are gonna be your Conklin, your Komet, maybe. These guys have upside this week, so look for them if you can. And then, Jem, don't you have Gus Edwards on
Gus
your roster?
Edwards, I don't.
Oh, I thought you did. I thought you had him in your ESPN. Well,
No.
he's also been limited to practice, and he's been bouncing back and forth. So, um, if Edwards doesn't start, then you give a big bump to Kenyon Drake. He looks great in that backfield already, right off the start. When he initially started getting carries, it was like that was his role from the get go. So, if Edwards sits, give Kenyon Drake a full go. He's a starter for me. Jackson will play. And then it's looking like for Cleveland, we got Njoku. He's still questionable. And this has been week to week. And every week they try and give you some hope, like he's going to play. And then it's just, nope, he's out again this week. So I would count on him being out again this week. And that's another, because this tight end position is so tight right now. Like I said, the waiver is very thin, especially in deep leagues. So, have someone on the bench ready to go just in case you got him in a starting spot.
Nah.
And then, all right, here we go, Jem. So you and I always talk about this, is like, why isn't Pollard the guy in Dallas? And now we got Zeke, who's questionable, but said that he's going to suit up, and if he does, he's supposed to get the start. Do you think if he starts, he'll be limited? And in this situation, if him and Pollard split 50-50, do you put them both in a flex position?
I mean, that's a hard one. I think, are they even going to run the ball? I'm
Well,
just joking.
they're going to start out trying.
Yeah.
They always do, don't they?
Yeah, but I think they're going to go with the hot hand. I think they're
I
definitely
would
going to let Zeke come out and try to get him going. But, I
always
mean, if,
do.
if Pollard's doing his thing, man, they're probably going to stick with him.
And he's been doing his thing, dude. I mean, we're talking multiple touchdowns a game. We're talking breakout runs. We're talking
Mm-hmm.
dual threat pass catching back. This guy, in for all intents and purposes, should be the guy getting starting reps in
Yeah, but
Dallas.
they're paying Zeke, though.
That's what we talked about last week. And Jerry Jones is that kind of guy, and his coach as well. And another thing is that Prescott and Zeke, they're like, they look back to the days where those two were just running amok, tearing shit up, and they think it's just magically going to happen all over again. But when you got a player with upside like Pollard, to not, I hope they at least give him a 50% share in the snaps, and if they do, I'm going to go ahead and say that Pollard could be a flex if he gets half the work.
Hmm. I
uh,
mean, yeah, I don't see why not. I think you could stick either one in your flex spot, honestly.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing too. Is if you have Zeke and he's getting the start, you're going to start him. And that's the whole thing. Is if you have the feeling and you think Pollard's still going to get the work, does he warrant a flex spot? And I would say yes. So that's my opinion. If you are having trouble at the flex position, and you got Pollard there, it's not going to hurt you to put the likes of someone with his caliber getting his percent of the snap share in there, and seeing if he can get you done with the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
This will be good for you this week, Jem. You never like to see players injured, but it looks like Juju and Mecole Hardman are both going to sit this week for Kansas City, so that gives serious upside to Kadarius Toney.
Yeah, but I don't have Tony anymore. I dropped him.
You put him back, dude. I mean, I can't blame you, man. There's
Yeah.
so many receivers that are like that are up and down. I mean, even Juju is that. A lot of people would keep Juju on the bench at least, but like you're not necessarily starting him every week. That's like kind of matchup dependent, and it's kind of rough to go because there's such a a deep pond there in Kansas City. You never know which way they're going to roll or which one of their four running backs. is going to get it there. I see Jerick McKinnon sitting at the top of our waiver wire in ESPN at 9.6 projected this week, but who knows really who's going to get that work.
I got Pacheco. I picked up Pacheco.
Isaiah, man, I mean, when he gets the work, he gets it done, man. I love his running style. He's just excited and confident, and every time he gets that first down, he's that one to run up and
Yeah.
like you can just tell how excited he is to be out there, and you love to watch players like that.
What do you think about Mike Williams and Keenan Allen?
Well, they both said, and this is a quote, ready to go.
Yeah.
They plan to shoot up, and oh my God, to get them both back in the same week. I mean, this is a godsend right now for the Chargers because Herbert, they've been okay. Got Palmer, he's got Jackson. Eckler's obviously amazing.
Got a question.
Oh, nice, Blurpy. What's up, Blurpy? How
What
we
up,
doing?
Blurpy?
Start Olave or Tony at the flex spot this week. All right. This is I would say that Olave gets the upside just because he's been the most consistent. But with Hardman and Juju out, I think Tony's target share is going to put him up there. I say that you could safely start either of these guys and be safe. But I give upside to Olave. What do you think, Jim?
And yeah, he's been solid all season. That every game he's out there, and dude's definitely shown something. But I mean, it's gonna be a shootout. I
Oh
feel
yeah.
like
Oh
over
yeah.
in Kansas City, and I mean, Pat, he's gonna have to use all of his receivers. So with that being said, gosh, man, that's a toss up right there. I don't even know. I'm just gonna close my eyes and point the one. No, but I'll say Olave, honestly, just because. Well, I mean, shit, it depends,
That's what I'm
bro.
saying.
Like,
You could safely start either, but I give upside to Olave because Tony does have
yeah.
the opportunity with the target share to have this be his best game this season. By far against that secondary, yeah, for sure. But Olave is the safe bet, and where do you go in fantasy? The guy that you know is going to get it done, and gets the percentage of the target share, or the guy that might. You
Plus,
know,
Kelsey's the number one.
yeah, yeah.
So with Olave is the number one in New Orleans. So
Yeah, Kamara, but
well, as far as receiver, well,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
if they're a dual threat back, you never know. But yeah, that's what I'll say for that one. You can safely start either. Give Olave the upside. Oh, here we go. Devontae Adams is questionable to start this week, and
He's
this.
gonna play, and he's gonna run all over the Broncos.
Oh, bud, come on, give yourself a little bit of. I'm gonna bring this up early because I gotta give you a little boost, a little pick me up for you. This is Russell Wilson gets upside for me this week. He has matchup upside. He has matchup potential this week. Um, the Las Vegas Raiders have allowed 70.9% of their passes thrown on them to be completed this season. By far the most of any secondary in the NFL. So, if Russell goes out there and closes his eyes and throws that ball, he should be able to at least complete 50% of his passes.
We
So
we would like to hope that.
I think that this is going to be a great week for Denver. I really do. I think this is going to be a good week for Denver. I love divisional games because you never know which way they're going to go. It doesn't matter how any team's doing in the regular season against these other teams. It seems like when you get in these divisional slap boxes that you think one thing's going to happen, then the complete opposite happens, and everybody thinks that Vegas is going to stomp. I'm sick of hearing it. I'm giving the Broncos the upside this week. I'm giving the Broncos the win. I think
I
it's
don't
just.
know.
I think
I
it's going
think
to be 24-17 Broncos.
yeah, I think they'll get the win, but who else is Derek Carr going to throw the ball to besides Devontae Adams?
Foster Moreau,
Uh,
Hunter Renfro's still on IR. Um, yeah, he just as good as mine. Let's see. We got another question from Blurpy.
no, it's not. Oh, it is a question.
Should I stash Madison or Jalen Warren? I have Dalvin Cook on my team, so he's a good handcuff. And thanks for the analysis on that question. Um, I'm giving you got to stash Madison. I always keep some type of handcuff like that on my bench, depending on who my RB1 is. Always. I've been riding Deion Jackson when Taylor's out. Um, I was on Deontay Foreman as soon as CMC left. And, you just always got to have that. Jalen Warren, he's getting a bigger percent of the snap work now because of Najee's production being down. But Najee's still the number one, and he still sees, even with the Steelers' troubles, the majority of the work, and it'll continue to happen that way because his ceiling is always there. His floor is what it is. I think he's averaging down from 12.2 to like 10.9 points a game, but you're getting double digits out of him weekly. You're not going to get that with Warren. You're going to get 3.5 to 8 touchdown dependent, and he's not getting goal line work any more than Najee is. I mean, Pickett is taking the goal line work. The Steelers don't have a touchdown within 20 yards this season. They don't
Really?
have a touchdown play longer than 20 yards this whole season, and Najee Harris doesn't have a touch or a running play that has broken 20 yards. How's that for a stat? Mind blower. It
Yeah.
sucks. I
Yeah.
bleed black and golden to say something like that. Just that's not my Steelers. That blows my mind. But to see Pickett revved up and sneaking it and scoring touchdowns and doing his thing, I'm proud of the boy. I think he keeps it going. Okay, I have Blurpy says I have Likely, Komet, and Andrews, and if Andrew plays, I'm just gonna drop Lightly and pick those backups. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Well, I'd probably wait and see. Well, I guess he's pretty much gonna play.
Well, yeah, but you want to keep Likely over Komet because if he doesn't play, Likely gets the upside because Lamar's his quarterback. And look at their, share work. I mean, even when he doesn't have a ton of targets, he still gets the end zone looks.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
And that's pretty important when you're touchdown dependent.
yeah, exactly. And there we go. Next on my list, Allen and Williams, ready to go. In quotes, they are ready to suit up, and we are all ready for that. Especially your roster, Jim.
What do you mean?
You got Allen, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I got him and Williams both in sleeper. I'm starting both.
Yep, fire them both up.
Yep.
Definitely, 100%. Devontae Parker's questionable. Corey Davis is out for the Jets, and Stafford is out of concussion protocol for the Rams. So he's back. He's back without Cup. Now what? Who you gonna throw to, homie? Who's it gonna be? He's gonna be
Van
Van
Jefferson.
Jefferson. It's gonna be Allen Robinson. Who's it gonna be? I don't know. You got any thoughts on that one, Jim? You think Stafford's gonna pick a new favorite target now that you don't have Cup?
Man. Whew.
He's
I mean,
yawning.
he suffered. He suffered, man, like after Megatron left,
Oh yeah.
that next year. So I don't it's kind of hard to just pick up and you know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to pick up and gain some momentum with someone when you've been expecting to work with someone else the whole time, and then I was like, oh hey guys, second pick, what's good?
Yeah.
But hopefully Van Jefferson can hold on to some balls because I think it's really his chance to prove, you know,
He has
he
been dropping
belongs.
though, huh?
Yeah.
Like bad, like simple 2 route cuts. Like
And I don't know if it's him or, the QB, but at the same time, regardless, like they're gonna need him to step up because their running game, I don't know what's up with that at all.
yeah, Kyron Williams is back, but they didn't show me that he was going to be the definite starter. Henderson was still taking snaps, and I mean Akers is back too. So I don't know. I think there's just some decision making to be back there. But if I were them, I would give Kyron Williams the full go. Depending on, I don't know if they limited his snap share because they didn't think he was 100% healthy, or they wanted to ease him back in. But that's what I want to see. If Shefty has a hunch on somebody, I am 100% in on that player. And Pacheco and Rashad White and um, Kyron Williams were 3 of those dudes that Shefty was like build your bench around this season. So if he says it, I'm on it. I'm a shark. I'm diving at it. There's blood in the water.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna see how Pacheco does this week.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Oh
I kind of
yeah.
got no choice.
Well, have faith, have confidence in your dudes. Every time I start somebody, it's because I got full confidence, bro. Oh, Gordon and Murray are getting flex spots from you this week.
Really?
Oh yeah, against Las Vegas,
Yeah, I can see that. I can
they
see that.
allow the most adjusted um, PPR points to opposing running backs. So
Well, that and Hamler and Judy are out, so
it
they,
sucks,
we
dude.
kind of gotta.
It sucks. Sutton's gonna eat though.
Yeah, hopefully.
No, he
He
will. He
he
will.
kind of showed up. He kind of showed up in the last game. We'll see.
Yeah. I feel bad because the last time you were like, "Oh, Sutton always eats." That game, he scored 2.8 points. I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, man, he's been kind of suspect, and that's the thing. Like, it's just
Is it
hard
him
to
that's
see if it's
suspect?
anything. That's what I. Who knows? You know, he hasn't had a great quarterback, and
Is it him
it,
that's suspect,
I
or is
don't
it
know.
just not chemistry, man? You
You
know,
think they're gonna fire Hackett if they lose?
I don't. I think they would fire Hackett right now if they wouldn't look like assholes. Elway already let the cat out of the bag, man. He already said it was a bad decision that he should have went with the one that he thought initially. I mean, look how good he's doing.
Over there in New York.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, dude. I mean, and it's bad enough when your last name is Hackett and you can't hack it. You know what I mean? It sucks, but at the same time, these issues are happening. Russ is an experienced enough quarterback. Sutton, a lot of these guys are at veteran status in my eyes, and they should be able to pick up some of the slack as far as this shit goes. If
Mhm.
they call a play, call an audible, dude. If you don't like the play, call the audible at the line. That's why you're the leader. You know. Now, as far as the clock goes, and not always watching the game clock, but you try to. If you know you're getting down there, spike the ball or call a fucking timeout. Who cares if he doesn't do it and it's then you don't look like an asshole. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I mean, there's things that these guys could be doing to avoid this. But instead, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to put the weight on him so he gets fired. Maybe they're trying to tell us something without telling us something.
We'll see.
I guess so, huh?
Either they'll fire him or we'll go through the season.
Yeah. Oh,
Try again
man.
next year.
Dude, Hopkins right now, who's my number 3 receiver this week, he's got 36 receptions over his last 4 games. He has 46 targets over the last 4 games. Now, both of these numbers are the most of any receiver in the NFL. So 36 catches over the last 4 games, most out of any receiver, out of 46 targets, which is most out of any receiver. And I think he's got something like 479 yards
Damn.
over the last 4 games. Now that's third best of all wide receivers. So
Beast mode.
now the question is though, what quarterback troubles are going to bring, because you know the best part about Monday night games, dude, is you find yourself down and you're looking for that Monday night miracle to bring you back on that like 25-point deficit.
Mm-hmm.
CMC could be that guy this week. Hopkins could be that guy this week. There's definite potential on the Monday night games to bring life back into your game and have it be that saving grace. And I love weeks like that. So, you know, keep in mind that's the Monday game this week, and to play those guys as a start wisely, lock them in and keep them there. You know,
Yeah.
I'd say even quarterback. We'll call Hopkins quarterback agnostic. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. I think Hopkins is going to get his.
Yeah. That's true, man. I'm mad I wasn't able to cuff him.
He was one of those guys where you were like, it was kind of like a Michael Thomas thing, you know, where you're like, oh, he's back. He's actually going to play. Like, should I put him on the bench or should I grab him and hopefully he goes off week 1 and is just a lock from then on? Or should I play my pick smarter and get someone I know is automatic? He was one of those guys. He was like, do I spend the 6th to 8th round pick
Yeah.
or see
Should
if
have.
he's still there
I
in the
wish.
10th.
I wish I could have. I would have.
Yep. Yeah, I forget who has him in our league. I think it's Eric.
Yeah, I think Eric did like pick him. I don't even know how.
That fool, yeah. I mean, he barely sets a lineup.
Yeah, he did auto draft.
Oh my
I
God,
think
he
that's how he
did.
got him. I think
Oh
that's how he
my
got him.
lordy, lordy.
Let's see. D Hop. Oh,
Got
Aaron got him.
Knight. No, he's doing really well. He
I was gonna
actually,
say he low key came up on everyone over
well,
there.
yeah, he's looking like he's getting a playoff spot. Eagles have a big advantage this week. Hurts is my number 3 quarterback, um, only because Fields, Mahomes, and Allen are out there. These are great quarterbacks going into this week, well, especially because of matchup. Kansas City's got the Chargers. Allen's got Cleveland. Fields is just going to go ham in Atlanta. Oh my God. He's been doing so well. So well. And now you got Atlanta on the docket. Hurts has a big upside in Indianapolis. And not only that, with the Eagles defense, Michael Pittman, he takes a little bit of a down drop for me this week. He's got a definite disadvantage with that Eagles secondary this week. Still start him if you got him, but if you got someone better, never know. Let's see.
Yeah, he's the 30th ranked receiver on Fantasy
Jeez.
Pros.
Well, that puts you right on the borderline flex on a 10-team league. So Jefferson, obviously number 1 going in this week as far as wide receivers are concerned. Diggs is going at number 2. They're moving that game, man. Did you see all the snow in Buffalo? Have you seen the videos?
I've seen pictures of it.
Oh, my sweet holy Lord. That is like, you could be standing out there right now and we wouldn't see us, dude. Got an open roof stadium in the city that gets the most routine 6-foot snowstorms in the country.
Well, aren't they about to build a new stadium?
No, that is the new stadium.
That is the new stadium?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, shit. Stupid.
I think so. I think that's what I
Nah,
heard anyway.
let's see.
I could be wrong, but I think that's what I heard, is that people were dogging them because they just built this brand new stadium and it's open roof. Adams at number 3 if he plays. CeeDee Lamb at number 4. Hopkins number 5. St. Brown at number 6. Let's see. Brown got my number 6 spot. T. Higgins is up in the ranks with Jamar still out. And then we got McLaurin. I like him. He moved up. He's in my top 10
Nice.
because I like Heineke over Wentz for his potential. Then Samuel. Then you got Williams back at it. Amari Cooper just outside top 10, still a lock. And then let's see.
See, yeah, they're gonna build a new stadium in 2026.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, maybe that's the issue that they're addressing then, is that they're going to close the roof.
Hey, we got spammed.
What's that mean?
Just got spam comments. Hot girl picks for you.
Oh,
Woo!
dirty. Dirty, dirty.
Yeah, boy.
All right, let's see. Oh, Marquise Brown. Hollywood.
He's
Because
back.
getting activated. Taking
Yes.
off IR so you can, assume that within the next couple games he's going to be activated, which is pretty big.
Yeah.
Getting somebody like him back when people like Cup are going out and we're on the last couple weeks of buys. That's pretty big news, because Hollywood, I mean, before the injury and then, last season, that's wide receiver 1 material all day long. So hopefully he gets back, gets into the swing of things and can fit back into that wide receiver one spot.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that'll be good, man. I think that'll help Arizona too. Um,
Oh
that'll just
yeah,
definitely make their offense a little bit more potent.
yeah,
Hopefully, turn their season around.
for sure, for sure. And this week, I want to see Connor. I want to see Connor do big things. I want to know that it's going to be consistent this week. I know a lot of people who have Connor, started out the season good, and then things went downhill. He got hurt, and they were trying to ride the Eno line. Now Eno gone, and Connor looked great last week. So now this week is going to be a big tell
What?
um, against that number one ranked San Francisco running defense.
Yeah, yeah, and especially, I mean, it's just really hard to run against San Francisco in general, man. They face,
They're
one of
so
the best
dude.
rushing attacks every week in practice.
They're fast moving. They're always moving around. They swarm the ball. I mean, they're awesome to watch. Yeah, them and the
Yeah.
Eagles. Them and the Eagles, in my opinion, have the best defenses this season. The
So,
Bills.
speaking of the Cardinals, though, who do you think's a good pickup if you had Zach Ertz?
Oh, Schmizo. It depends. So right now, it's looking like the last time I looked is Dulcich is still available. I think in 30% of leagues, so that's kind of rare. It's looking like the deeper leagues he's been picked up. People kind of caught on to that situation, but Dulcich for sure.
Mm-hmm.
This week I like the Jets matchup, so I'm gonna say Ty Conklin, and that's because Wilson may not be in the mix. So, you know, you don't know. But and then Cole Komet. Cole Komet is,
Serviceable.
yeah. I mean, when you got Fields, you never know what can happen. It's like, when Lamar's your quarterback, you never know if he's going to run the whole game or you're going to be his guy the whole game. You know what I mean? That's the thing about Andrews is that, when he does go off, it's like 45 points because he gets it the whole game. Or then, you get the game where Lamar wants to rush and he's found Duvernay and then,
Mm-hmm.
Andrews gets 3 for 68 and ends up, you end up double digits, but you don't end up with the ceiling.
What about
Everett and Knox and Moreau also, because Waller's on IR, and I like the matchup, the Denver secondary against tight ends.
what
Moreau,
about Jawan? What's his name? Jawan Johnson.
yeah, yeah, New Orleans, definitely. Last I looked, he's still available in some leagues, but over the last couple of weeks, he's been scooped up like mad. He's definitely been picked up like crazy, and started, but he didn't really do much last week. So I don't know. But people probably dropped him back off, but he's got upside. I think that New Orleans has a serious decision to make, man. I think that either you know you're going to stick with Dalton and it's going to be what it is, or you can put kind of that wild card Jameis Winston in there, and it might up the interception quotient a little bit, but I think it's going to make for a more interesting game. And I think I want to see Winston starting. That's all, I guess, is what I'm trying to wrap. I can, candy wrap anything, try and make it look pretty with the bow, but you know, I like Andy Dalton's experience, and he leads a team well, and he does make good decisions. He's pretty accurate, but I don't think because he's like that, he doesn't take the chances that Jameis would. He doesn't, when Jameis is out there, it's always an interesting game to watch, and it's always, it's kind of wild card, but I don't know, man. I think that right now he could be doing something for that team that Dalton's not, and I think he could be the spark to get Kamara going again, to get Olave a little bit of a boost, and more tight end work. Jawan Johnson could get. That's what I want to see. So I,
Okay.
I think New Orleans would be better off with Winston at the helm. Not Jameis Winston of 2 seasons ago where it was, you know, a 40% completion rating and he threw 5 picks in one game. Like that's a little bit heinous, but one pick, maybe two, trying to take some chances on a team that's, below 500, trying to, keep themselves in it and shit, why not, man? Dalton's, it's been too controlled, I think. So let them loose.
They're definitely losing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't think it matters who they play. They might as well just
Well, you got to try some, right?
guess.
All right. Oh, and here we go. Brian Robinson, um, of late has been out touching Antonio Gibson.
Really?
Um, and Gibson has been the guy. He's been touchdown dependent, and he's been scoring touchdowns. Guys that have him weren't complaining up until last week. And so now that Robinson um, is out touching him, he gets a bump for me this week in upside.
Okay.
They're playing the Texans, and they're allowing the second most adjusted point PPR points to running backs this season. So if he's getting the work against the Texans, it's a matchup I like, and he is a RB2 flex for me for sure.
Nice.
Yep. I mean, other than that, I got some, just my normal rankings. Um, you can find Kelsey at number one tight end, Hawkinson, Fairmouth, Schultz, Kittle, Pitts back in the mix, Njoku, questionable, Higby, Komet, Hurst, Dulcich, Everett, Knox, and Moreau. That's the order of my list there. And other than that, it's just like, a run by numbers, man. So I'm not going to sit here and bore people with that. We don't really have many other questions going on. Um, I'm just going to, I think if you guys have any other questions, you can feel free to hit us up in the DMs. And other than that, um, good luck this week. Like I said, the bye week is Miami, Jacksonville, Seattle, and the Bucks. And yeah, on behalf of Shady Sports Network, my name is Shawnee Monahan. You can catch me at Shawnee Monahan on Facebook or Shawnee_Monahan on Instagram. Um, Anything you guys need, man. We're so grateful for everything that we get from you guys. Blurpy, thanks for commenting today, asking the questions, keeping us on their toes. We're just here to help, man. We're guys that have a couple leagues. We're very passionate, very hands on in our leagues. And, week to week, we're in a Facebook chat talking shit and, you know, at each other's throats. It's a big buy-in in one, not so big in the other. But, it's just something we love to do in our spare time. And we thank Sam at the Shady Sports Network. And I want to thank Gemini for, hosting with me and, guys, all you guys for being there with us. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Twitch, Apple Podcasts, Insta. Please make sure you give us a subscribe and go ahead and follow us on Facebook, give us a like, smash subscribe. And I want everybody to throw a congratulations to Jem for following his heart, going over to Keller Williams, accomplishing his goals. My man right here, he's aces, number one homie. I couldn't be more proud. A veteran, served his country, coming home. Now he's slanging houses, married the girl of his dreams. I couldn't be more proud of my boy over here. So I'll let him sign us off tonight. Thanks,
Yeah, man.
everybody.
Whew, that's a lot to follow. Thanks, bro. No, like Shawnee said, you can find us on all the social networks, man, and we cover more than just fantasy sports. We're covering the rest of the NFL. We're covering the CFL, XFL. We're covering indoor football leagues, man. We're all things football. We're gonna get more sports in there, college sports, eventually covering the
Cricket,
NBA.
ping pong.
You know, handball, pickleball. We're getting all the sports. So, it's Shady Sports Network for a reason. Feel free to reach out to us about any topic. I bet we got somebody that's all about it. So, thanks for watching. Continue to watch us every week. We missed last Thursday, but we'll definitely be back next Wednesday with your updates for Thursday and keep it going forward and see how we did looking back from this week. So, you guys have a great night, and it's been a pleasure as always. And we out.